Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my beautiful solar flares and solar flarettes. Let's get back started on some Cafe Enchanté. That's what they say in the game, so I'm just going to copy off that. So we're on chapter 2 today, y'all, and we're going to find out what's going on in the life of my human character, Renone. So it's been 2 weeks since I came to Enchanté and since the fight with the GPM. I already told my parents that I'd be taking over the cafe now that Grandpa has passed. My parents talked to me about taking over considering I knew nothing about it. But after a long discussion, they finally gave me their blessing to move forward. Yay, parents! Closet, check. Bookshelf, check. Okay, yeah, I think that just about does it. This is going to be my new room now. She got that looking styling and profiling, y'all. So as the new owner of the cafe, I'm going to start living here too. Moving to the city was a big change for me. Now I've moved back to the town where I spent a lot of my childhood. Although that was over 15 years ago, so it's like moving to a completely different town. Or new town. Alright, I'm all moved in. No turning back now, huh? There's always a chance to turn back. Okay, it's time to get started. The third floor of Enchanté. This room used to be Grandpa's. I brought my things up here and made it my own. I'm lucky I didn't have to find a new place in an area I'm so unfamiliar with. However, I felt a little guilty clearing out some of the things that belonged to Grandpa. This is a little sad, but it's going to be okay. Life's about the changes. I'm sure the last thing Grandpa would have wanted was for his room to remain dusty and unused. Uh-oh, my phone rings, interrupting my thought. I look at the name displayed on it. It's probably Karu. Oh, it was my old job. No! I'm gonna need you to come in on Sunday and the weekend and again the whole rest of your life. ... Should I even answer it or not? Like, what do you a cafe owner? Like, you don't need to answer that. You a whole businesswoman. So while wondering what to do, ... I was thinking of quitting and was already training people I knew could take my place. Once I decided to take over the cafe, I sent in a letter of resignation. So why are you calling me? I talked to everyone in charge already, so I shouldn't have to deal with this anymore. Still, I know. I'm the same way. I'll be like, I'm not about to do this. I'm not about to answer it. But then you get like, I don't know, like an anxious feeling that you just can't shake away. So you end up doing the same thing you told yourself you wasn't going to do. So I feel Renone. We're one of the same. Human and cat form. So they call so much that I'll have to talk to them eventually or they won't stop. Or you know what you could do? You know what I could do? I could just go ahead and hit that big old B block on their ass. This side didn't reflect what I hoped my new life would feel like at all. So today I start my journey as a resident of Cafe Enchanté. My name is Renone Awaki. Thank you again for having me.
こちらこそ我らが可愛いマスターさん
Mr. Demon King trying to hit me with the moves
これでアンシャンテは安泰という認識で良いのでしょうか
ああ、そう考えていいだろうきっとソーアン殿も喜んでおられる
Heinous Mr. Demon King number 2 and Canis The three greet me with smiling faces.
しかし住居もこことは僕はあまり賛成したくないけどまあ君が決めたなら仕方ないか はい、これ。お祝いの花束。インテリアの足しにでもしてくれたら嬉しいよ。
Even Mr. Karu from the GPM went out of his way to come by the cafe on the day I moved in. I thank him as I take the bouquet of roses. Wow, thank you. I'll be sure to put them somewhere nice.
ああ、バラの花束だって。俺たちには何をくれるのかな。
He ain't bring you nothing. He brought you a fist.
プリンでも買ってきたらどうだい？自分の足と自分のお金で。
He said some pudding because you can buy that. That's so funny. Dot dot dot. Canis?
どうした？
I've noticed this before, but Mr. Demon King and Mr. Karu don't get along, huh?
あれは何というか、似た者同士だからこそのじゃれ合いだろう。むしろ妙に息が合うこともある。本人たちは指摘されると嫌がるかもしれないが、いい相性だな。
Even Canis believes they make a cute pair. There goes my mind again. Okay, I'm done. I see. I guess these kinds of exchanges can happen between grown men. Well, whatever the case, I was relieved that they weren't sworn enemies. However, there goes my boy Ignis. I don't know, I think I might want to main him. I was thinking about Canis. I was so torn between Canis and my boy Ignis and also Karu. I know, like, everybody's probably starting off with the Mr. Demon King, but I don't know. I'm still so confused. In this friendly atmosphere, someone was ruminating with an aura of discomfort. Ignis glaring at me makes me uncomfortable. Well, that backfired. I hold up the bouquet as a shield against his increasingly intense gaze.
ほらほら、イグニス。せっかくの門出なのに、なんだってそんなに不機嫌なのさ。
まさかとは思うが、彼女がここを継ぐことにまだ納得していないのか。
別にそいつがマジならそれは構わねえさ。アンシャンテが続くのはありがてえし。
Yay, he's happy I'm taking over the cafe.
けどよ、ソーアンと同じことが簡単にできるなんて思ってんだ。大間違いだぜ。
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can surpass. Rest in peace, dear old grandfather.
あいつはてめえが思ってるより1000倍はすげえ男だったからな。
And I'm a million times the woman you think I am. Or cat face. Grandpa is?
ソーアンが特別なのは認めるけどさ、それを彼女に押し付けるのはまだちょっと違うんじゃない？
この我ですら彼の精神性が他の者に比べ稀有なものだったと理解できるぞ。
ソーアンさんはメンタルが鋼を通り越してダイヤモンドでできてる人だったね。
Mr. Karu must have tender memories of his own. With a strained smile, he turns to Ignis.
だからさ、本来は彼女みたいな反応が普通なんだよ。むしろ君たちの存在を信じて受け入れてくれただけ、十分心が広いと思った方がいい。
That was when number 2 began to speak, as he was nodding to everything said so far.
そもそもなのですが、イグニス、あなたは何がしたいのです？アンシャンテは潰したくない。でも彼女をマスターとは認めたくない。主張が矛盾しているではありませんか。
そういう理屈じゃねえんだよ、このボケ天使。
You stupid angel. I jump in as he glares at number 2. It's okay, Ignis is right too anyway. For now, I just want to keep getting to know everyone and to earn your trust.
うんうん。相互理解は大切だよね。
And of course, you all know that I've never been the owner of a cafe before. It's natural to think I'm not capable.
ですが、それを解決するために、これからいろいろと準備を進めていくのでしょう?
I nod to number 2's question. I've been researching online and reading about it. I've also reached out to a mentor from back home who knows about these things. I placed my to-do list on the table on the table so that everyone could see it. I had to fix that little typo. I'm sure that's what it is.
なかなかの量があるな。
食品衛生責任者の資格や食品営業。
Oh man, that's right. I do have to renew those. Those are a heck of a thing to get in Missouri. Well, in St. Louis anyway. But it's actually pretty easy to own a food truck here. I mean, you just got to get the funds for it. Yeah, take that. Save, serve. Serve safe. Yes, at least a few months. Yeah, taking over and opening up right away. The universe wasn't going to make this so easy. And as the list implies, there was work to be done for the person responsible for the fate of the cafe.
ではその間に店の掃除や回収だな。我らもできることは手伝おう。特に力仕事に関しては任せてほしい。
You got it, Canis. Thank you. I know what he was offering was very kind, but what I was seeing right now was too odd. Canis usually doesn't wear his helmet if he isn't outside. Yeah, in this currently headless form, I only noticed it recently, but the color of the flame coming out of his neck seemed to express himself in his feelings. Oh, that's a nice way to look at it. Right, I was gonna say, what does yellow? Yellow looks like it's like maybe blissful. He's waking up like he's golden. Something like that, like just sunshine. The flames would flicker and change colors. The strange colors were fine for a non-human. As I stood there observing him intently, Mr. Demon King gently began to speak.
そういえばさ、まず一つ聞いておきたいんだけど、君コーヒー。
Boy, who you talking to? You talking to a person that's coming off a coffee talk. I know how to put them designs on it, the little leaves and everything on my coffee, my latte, my cappuccino, even my milk honey tea. What you want? I got it. My body tensed up immediately. Imagining how everyone might react right now, I decided to just answer honestly. Well, if it's like a regular drip coffee from a shop. Uh-huh. It's like, what? I basically wouldn't know where to start. I've tried to learn though.
なるほど。喫茶店のマスターとしてはまるで意味がない存在ですね。
役立たずにも程があんな。
Oh my gosh, of course he has to chime in. Number 2's comment that intended no offense and Ignis's criticism both stabbed right into me. I'm going to start learning. I believe in myself and I know I can do it.
まあまあ、そう力まないで気楽に行こう。第一ここ、俺たち以外のお客さんなんて来ないしね。
What?
ああ、ほら、前にもちょこっと言ったけどさ、ここ、結界があるんだよ。人払いを兼ねた。
Ooh, I wonder what the certain conditions are. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have some like spiritually advanced people come in that ignores that barrier. We'll see.
と言っても、物理的なバリアってわけじゃなくて、 人の無意識に働きかけるやつだからさ。だから一定の条件が噛み合っちゃうと普通に入れちゃうんだよね。そういう時本当に普通のお客さんが入る場合もあるから、資格を含めてきちんとマスター修行をするのは無駄にはならないよ。
Alright, so I have some time to learn. But what are those requirements?
まあその辺は別の機会にでも説明
Oh,
す
you
る
can
よ。
explain it now,
と
bro.
りあえず現に君は林道、その他 GPM とか来店できてるでしょ。
Come to think of it, I was able to head straight to the cafe. So were those people from the GPM? Huh? But if that's really the case, how does Enchanté make any money?
我々の注文が主な収入だったはずだ。
あとはあれだろ、俺たちが間借りしてる分の家賃。
I wondered if that was okay considering it was an unusual business model for a cafe. But if you all were the cafe's only source of income, it would just be in the red.
では家賃を値上げしますか？以前だとだいたいこの程度で。
Yeah, we gotta raise that rent spikes. Wait, what? What is this? Shiny rock.
家賃と食事代として天界から持ってきた金のかけらで
Wow!
す。日本円だと
That
確か
boy
50
said
くらいかと。
500,000 yen. How much is that in US dollars? Hold on, y'all. We about to calculate. 500,000 yen to US dollars. That's about $5,000, $4,720.23. That'll probably be enough for 1 month of rent. Depends on what the location is. See, I'm getting all technical and stuff. Like, you know, it would be nice to own, you know, a restaurant or like a food truck or something like that. So that's where I'm at. Gold 5.
大丈夫？すごい汗だけど。
I just can't stand the pressure of having such a valuable object in my hand right now. Why were you using this to pay for rent?
この店昔から現物払いだからね。そうはね無理で直だとか言ってたし。
Grandpa, I was yelling on the inside in protest of my late grandfather's recklessness. It seemed Mr. Demon King was the only one who came every day to drink coffee, and he mentioned that it was a pain to pay each time. It sounded like money was kept in Enchanté's vault for 30 years, in which money for food and daily expenses were also taken out. Although it worried me to think about how poorly those amounts had been decided. Let's make a menu and decide on prices then. I'll look up market rent prices too.
なんでだよ、客が高く払う分には構わねえだろ。
Well, I care. Don't belittle me or the way I look at money. I had to live on a budget of 100,000 yen. Is that a year or a month? I'm thinking she's talking about a month though.
苦労してたんだね。
I got a little nervous when I realized how we seem to value things a bit differently. Yeah, because 100,000 yen. Yeah, she must be talking about a month. And there's a typo in that too. Hold on, y'all. So she was living on 925. Ooh, I couldn't do it. It has to be at least a double and a half for me. Like 925 a month? Nope. That'll barely cover the rent. I'm not gonna lie. So 500,000. I accidentally did 510,000. Right. So 500,000 yen in US dollars is $4,627.32. Okay. So a short while later, Probably tired from the move as well, I decided to go back up to my room and rest. Oh, she seems like she's about to have one of those scary dreams. I'm sure somebody's going to come through the gate and mess with my mind and have it open for them or something. But honestly, I was more tired from all the conversations I've been having here since day one. Demons, knights, fallen angels, and beasts. I'm taking over a cafe for people like that. I kept repeating the words, but they were unable to fully make sense to me. But the fact that I was here, sitting on this bed, and having to think about them was reality. There's my boys.
約1名を除けば一見普通に見えないこともない。話だってちゃんと通じる。だけどそれも結局は上辺だけ。根本的に人間とは全く違う存在でね。まさに人の皮をかぶった化け物、規格外の怪物たち。
Oh gee. There was also Mr. Karu's warning. Living among these people probably won't make his words so black and white to me though. Still, yeah, I'll do my best. For the sake of a place so important to Grandpa, everyone here, and to me, I'll keep Enchanté alive. And so the curtain rises to my new and very abnormal way of life. Ooh, look at those stars. It's so pretty. Are the galaxy? I'm pretty sure that's not the Milky Way though. So the day after my first night in my new room, the bed didn't feel bad and I was able to wake up feeling so very relaxed. That said, I can't just hang around here in this feeling forever. All right! I changed my clothes and I'm ready to go. I tapped my hands to my cheeks to get myself ready for the start of my new life. Although it might take some time, my first task will be to get those certifications and permits taken care of. I went to download all the necessary documents from all the involved departments via the city's website. However... These permits, these regulations, everything! Canis calls to me as I kept up my staring contest with the laptop I brought with me. It feels like I've been doing this forever. Well, it's not that much of a problem, but I just realized my laptop isn't connected to the internet. Dang, you ain't got no hotspot on your phone? Canis, is there a wireless signal here, or do you all connect through cab? Canis doesn't know what the heck he just said. He confused. His light on his net changed colors. Like, huh? Dot 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 dot. Canis shifted his expression. He appeared to be confused.
おい、機械関連はカヌスに聞いても無駄だぞ。むしろ壊すスペシャリストだからな。
So, do you know what to do, Ignis? What? Really? Breaking stuff by hitting it?
いや、力加減を間違えたりといった初歩的な粗相ではないのだが、どうしてか我が機械に触ると大体が不調になってしまうのだ。
I guess you could call that a gift. Canis looked sorry as his shoulders fell. Aw. I suspected that he must have broken some things when Grandpa was running the place. Just then, Mr. Demon King, who was drinking a cup of coffee, put down the cup and smiled.
うちのネット環境だったら専門家がいるから彼に聞けば一発だと思うよ。
Who? You? Huh?
出してごらん。俺たちと出会った。
Oh yeah, number 2. He knows all about it. He be on his phone looking up new manga to look up and stuff, and all his little trinkets. So yeah, let's ask number 2. I remember that. Yep, I already know the fallen angel. Heeding Mr. Demon King's advice, I dig out the memory of that intense meeting. Come on, Renoni. I should, if I know, you should know. Right.
Oh yeah. なんと発売日の変更ですか。発売日の変更通知が届いたので、新作の公式サイトを確認しようかと。ですが、攻略対象が追加？まさかあのサブキャラにもついに専用ルートが？
Ah, you mean 2. Right, that was a whole dialogue later. But wait, he's an angel, or a fallen angel, isn't he? To me, that would mean a servant of heaven. Those deified beings you see in paintings. Deified. Hold on, I want to look that up too. I know what a deity is, but I never heard of it described as deified. I guess that's the same meaning. So it's a past tense as far as deify, and it just means to worship, regard, or treat someone or something as a god. Yes. As hard as I try, I can't picture someone like that messing with a computer. Well, I mean, if he's one of those beings, that would mean that they're omnipresent and know all, if that makes sense. I can't even picture it.
実際そうなんだから仕方ねえだろ。
そうだな。任せてみればわかることだ。
朝から見かけてないし、多分部屋にいるんじゃないかな。
ということは、例の病か。
Huh? Angels can get sick? Wait, is he okay?
違う。病気は病気でも、そっちの意味じゃなくてね。
Oh snap. My mind's going all over the place. When they say illness, that's not what I'm thinking. So what type of illness? What type of illness, y'all? Just as Mr. Demon King begins to laugh.
また引きこもってんのか。
Ignis runs up the stairs, practically flying above the steps. Not a few seconds later, what could be heard next was... the sound of Ignis shouting, banging a door. The ruckus went on for a while, but was eventually stilled. Not quite understanding the situation, I looked toward Mr. Demon King and Canis.
我々の日常というかなんというか、往々にしてあの二人は騒がしくてな。
けど、こういうのは君にとっていい機会かもしれないし。よし。
On Chant's first floor is the cafe, and its second and third floors are living quarters. Within those, my room was the single room that was once Grandpa's in a corner of the third floor. And the rooms on the second floor were being rented out by the regulars, aside from Mr. Demon King. So that's number 2's room?
だね。ほら、もう部屋から五光が溢れて、ありがたい感じがしちゃうでしょ。
Oh, really? Does it? I don't see the light from beneath the room. I'm not sure about the grateful part, but there's definitely a lot of light coming from inside that room. What is it? Every time he... Okay, let me not say that. I'm thinking every time he faps, like, all day or just winks off, there's just a whole lot of light just coming out of the room. Like, ah! Right when he finishes or something like that. But that's where my mind's at. So one of the other rooms that lined the hall appeared to have its door wide open, likely from Ignis kicking it in. From inside came a light so dazzling I could practically hear it glimmering in what looked like an angel's wing. Are you just transforming in there? Dot dot dot.
害はないとだけ進言しておこう。
Why does that make me feel more uneasy? Oh man, my nose is really stuffed up, y'all. So excuse me if I sound really stuffed up in my speech.
まあまあ、とりあえず覗いてみればわかるよ。ここに立っててもしょうがないし。
Urged forward, I peek into the room with Mr. Demon King and Canis. There I saw... He looked like he's fapping. Let me shut up. Nah, he's just enjoying music, y'all. Dazzling, godly light. Wings spread out. Number 2 seemed to be in a state of bliss. Fat bliss. You would be convinced he was an angel from his blinding, glimmering form. However, I know, right? We're in one right now. Atom Games? His comment, along with the game console in his hand, completely reframes my heavenly idea of him to something much more earthly.
いわゆるゲーム好きでな。時間さえあれば部屋にこもっている。先ほど我が病と。
イグニスも独善ではあるんだけど、一応そんなイルを気遣っててね。けどま、インドア vs アウトドアだからさ。いっつもこんな風にドタバタしちゃうわけ。
It looks like Ignis is on the floor, lying there unconscious. Is a little scuffle really all this is? This boy knocked him out. It's like, don't get in the way of me and my gaming. That's how I'm like that too, Mr. 2. Don't get in the way, or you'll be just like Ignis, on the floor. So beneath number 2, wrapped up in his own world, was Ignis unconscious. And then number 2 must have noticed us peeking into the room because he called to us.
みんなお揃いで何かありましたか？
ちょっとね、イルにパソコンの設定とかその他もろもろ手伝ってほしいんだってさ。
アンシャンテの運営に関わる部分だし、急ぎで頼めるとありがたいのだが。
なるほど。承知しました。では霧の良い場所でセーブしますので。
10 minutes probably gonna be 10 hours later.
はい、こちらをどうぞ。これで必要なものは一通り揃ったと思います。
Thank you. After waiting at the bottom of the stairs, number 2 arrived and without pausing begins using my computer. He finished instantly. Oh my goodness, the phone's ringing. It's probably those papers for the cafe. Hold on. I'm back! Just an automated call. Don't you hate those? So after waiting at the bottom of the stairs, number 2 arrived and without pausing begins using my computer. He finished instantly. He even used the printer that was put away in the storehouse to print manuals I might need on top of the documents I asked for.
ネット環境は先ほど説明した通りです。念のためこちらの書類にも
I appreciate number
分類ごとに
2.
分けて表記しておき
I
ま
have
した。
an in-house number 2, so we all need an in-house number 2. Someone that helps with all the technical aspects of everything.
プリンターも使えるようになりましたし、あとは念のためソウアンの使っていた古いパソコンも 最新環境にアップグレードしておきましょう。
His hand to his chin, a parade of modern day words spill out from number 2. Maybe angels are completely different beings from what I'd originally imagined.
必要な作業はこんなところでしょうか。
He's like, I'm trying to get back to my Otome games. You may return. Oh no, I'm fine. You really are a lifesaver. Thanks so much.
お役に立てて何よりです。では。
He popped out. Number 2 smiles and then I watch him walk away. I let out a sigh, feeling both impressed and somewhat bewildered.
面白いでしょ、イルは。
I guess so. I never knew angels could be like that. I guess even angels can play video games.
まあそうだよね。天使って言われたらもっとこう神秘的な存在かと思うよね。
Yeah, I did.
リンドウも最初は似たような反応だったよ。これが天使みたいな感じで。
I feel like I can relate to that. I looked around his room when we went in earlier, not deviating from his interest in games. His room was adorned with so many things.
イルの部屋、気になるなら遊びに行ってみたらどう？まさに相互理解を深めるチャンスだし。
What? Did it look like I wanted to go? I was interested in taking a closer look at what his room was like. Hey, Mr. Demon King.
なんでしょう、お嬢様。
You're not reading my thoughts with some magic-y powers, are you?
さて、俺は伸びたままの
he practically admitted it.
行こっかなと。
Well, wait. It's really concerning if you don't deny my question, you know. Though I felt this was quite disturbing, I decided to take it as a joke. Anyway, I am curious about what's in his room. Number 2's room, that is. Thinking I should go thank him for his help. You already did, but I take a few little snacks with me and head upstairs once again. I'll take him with food. Although these are just the snacks and drinks left over from what we got at the convenience store. I knock on the door lightly and wait for an answer, but there's no answer. I knocked again, however, ... Again, there's no answer. Oh, maybe he has headphones on? There's that fat face. Now that I mention it, he was wearing headphones when I entered the room earlier. It would make sense that he wouldn't hear me knocking. Number 2's in just bliss right now. I thought about turning around, but my curiosity won over my reluctance. Number 2, can I come in? I call out with trepidation, then peek into the room and... Wait, wow, there's so much merchandise in here. What was before me as a scene you would never picture a mysterious fallen angel to be a part of, let alone living in. This music be jamming, y'all. Gotta move my little cat head. A giant LCD TV, check, perfect for watching movies. Mountains of games piled all over the room, check, check, check. Posters and figures and charms of beautiful male and female characters everywhere, check. Some people would find this place sacred. All of those things are littered about my place right now as I speak. So that's why they're all check marks. You gotta have your sanctuary in your home, or a room like a sanctuary in your home. Because some people can't just have that stuff all littered about, especially if you have guests over. Then they just look at you like, what are you into? That type of thing. So, yeah. What I saw forced a thought to my mind. The video game loving angel. It's not a phrase that really hits home, but I have to accept it after being shown the reality in front of me.
おや、どうしましたマスター。今日はよくここで会いますね。
He looks up as if turning to see me just as I opened the door. He was different from his full-on angel form and was now sitting quietly with his wings put away, enjoying a game. Oh, I'm sorry if I bothered you. There's nothing in particular I need. He rises. Number 2 rises, removing his headphones.
邪魔ということはありません。今は過去のイベントシーンを見返していただけなので。しかし、用がないのに来訪というのは消せませんね。では、
I just want to get to know you a little bit. Griffith looking like look just like Griffith. Unconsciously, it's not like I'm possessed by a ghost. Thinking back to the tea party too, maybe number 2 is the type of person who takes everything very literally. That's not what I mean, okay? I heard you like games, so I was curious about what kind of things were in your room. Mr. Demon King also suggested I come so that I could get to know you a little better. I explained myself as I placed the drinks and snacks on a shelf nearby.
納得しました。つまりは昨日言っていた相互理解のため、私の部屋をよく見たいと、そういうことなら構いません。どうぞ気が済むまで見ていってください。
Satisfied with my reasoning, I moved toward the middle of the room with number 2's offer. Urged on, I glanced around the room. You have so many games. The goods are cute. You already know what I'm gonna pick. Right there. You really do have a lot of games. Huh? Wait, it looks like there are multiple copies of some of these games. Because there's different versions. Right, you got the collector's edition, sometimes you got the deluxe edition, the collector's edition, legendary editions of different games, so yeah, we all do that. So, special items, like little bonuses.
特にドラマ CD は店舗によって出演するキャラクターが異なるので、その特典専用の話を聞くため、複数の店舗で同じゲームを買う必要がどうしても出てきてしまうのです。
I hear you, number 2. Wait, the actual games themselves don't differ at all? Is that correct?
ええ、完全に同一ですね。
I nod to myself as if I were a scholar. Although I haven't experienced it myself, this hobby sounds rather expensive. It really is. Like, not gonna lie. I don't like going to the club, but I mean a different type of club. But I would, I guess, rather, not do what normal people do, but like, it's hard to explain. But gaming and just, getting the highest piece of tech, that's expensive. But I love it.
しかし、その特典一つ一つにもキャラクターたちの思いが宿り、愛につながる筋道となる。そう思えばこその結果がこのゲームの山。いわばこれは愛のピラミッドなのです。
I know. It's not a pyramid, a whole skyscraper of love. Pyramid of love? So we're equating this small structure to the ancient ones with such deep histories? Yes! Also, how do I put this? It sounds like the title of an old song. I look around the room again, but the only comment I could muster was, you really do like games, huh, number 2?
一口にゲームと言っても、私は乙女ゲームしかありませんが、乙女ゲームは確かに大好きですね。ルートごとに定められたテーマ、立ちふさがる困難や障害に男女が共に立ち向かう。
Yes! not sometimes always man and woman. Sometimes it's man and woman and woman and man and woman and man and woman. Yes, endless love.
私にとってはそれを知ることが至上の喜びなのです。
Number 2, I might main him. I didn't even think about it, but he's right dear in my heart. I might main number 2. Love, huh? Though liking games was a far departure from the normal idea of an angel someone might have, you actually might see something like an angel interested in things about love, like the Cupid from fairy tales and myths. I guess in that sense, he's also still just an angel. But I was curious about something. In Atome games, the protagonist is a girl and she falls in love with guys, right? I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. You don't really see too many, like, I mean, you do on the reverse, you know, a guy with several girls and then that's the harem and stuff. But hey, why wouldn't a guy be able to enjoy being a girl protagonist? Shoot. You're a guy, so wouldn't things make more sense to you if you play games where you fall in love as a guy? But hey, how do you know he likes girls though? Maybe he don't. Okay, let me see the response to this.
それに関してはたまたまですね。初めに愛を学んだものが大人だったもので。
Just pure and innocent.
男性向けの恋愛作品もやったことがないわけではありませんが、私にはこちらの方が性に合うようです。
I see. I guess that's how it works then. I guess that does sound very human to have your own likes and sensibilities.
どうでしょう、マスター。私の部屋を見た感想は相互理解のお役に立てたでしょうか。
Just a little bit. Honestly, his elegant form from before me in this room were a wildly unbalanced pair, but yeah, I don't really know much about these sorts of things, but I'm glad I was able to learn about something you're so invested in.
それはよかった。もし乙女ゲームに興味が湧いた時には、いつでも相談してください。
I'd like to if I could just jump in the game.
あなたにふさわしい愛の物語を私がじっくりと吟味し、布教しますので。
In his smiling face, I sensed an intimacy that I had not felt when we had met. Number 2, who exuded an otherworldly presence, who made it difficult to approach him. Although the situation was unpredictable, I felt happy that I was able to learn more about his interests. Oh wow, that's tight. After a little while longer, I was able to finish filling out the documents. It was just a little past noon. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I thought to myself hazily or lazily, when I suddenly realized something. Wait, that's right. Everyone's lunch is up to who? I muttered to myself in my realization. And Mr. Demon King, who had a cup of coffee in hand, just like this morning, looked up from his book.
ああ、俺たち別に気にしなくてもいいよ。今は正式な開店に向けていろいろと忙しいだろうし、自分の分だけ用意しておけ。
Huh? But don't you get hungry?
つくかつかないかって言われると、まあぶっちゃけつかないかな。人外は体の作りも千差万別で、エネルギーの摂取方法も様々。
I bet you get your energy looking at me, my cute purple cat face.
水だけで生きていける種族とか、魂を食べるのがメインの種族。
Yeah, what about the ones who eat souls? Do you eat souls?
そういう意味ではうちの常連たちも食事なしで生きていけるんだよ。あーでもそ そのくせみんなそれぞれに味の好みとかはあるんだから面白いよね。
So then, why are you drinking that coffee right now?
趣味かな。
Uh-huh. I know it's strange to make the comparison, but I was a bit envious, being someone who eats between meals a lot. Yeah, me too. I'm munching on something all the time. I'm munching on something now. Thinking about my own stomach, I couldn't help but rub my hand over it.
でももちろん食事を好む人外もいるよ。
Yeah, Ignis. He looked like he'd be grubbing too. I looked toward the direction he tipped his cup.
くそ、箱入りの野郎は室内で容赦なくかましやがって。
Ignis, who ended up unconscious from the altercation earlier, was walking down the stairs. Oh, Ignis, are you feeling okay? Are you hurt? I see. His responses are slow. I guess Ignis really isn't convinced I can handle taking over this place.
イグニス、目が覚めてわざわざこっちに降りてきたってことは何か用事があったんじゃないの？
ああ、まあなんか食いたい気分になってよ。
Maybe this will be a good chance to close some of the distance between us. I'd been proactive in tending to stuff around the house and felt confident in my cooking. I timidly raised my hand. Then why don't I make you something? Since you're here, do you want to eat with me?
Huh? お前が?
I vigorously nodded my head up and down.
営業許可なんたらが降りるまで飯作ったらまずいんじゃねえの?
I mean, I could cook for people that's already living here. That's just if I charge someone for it. It's not illegal to make myself some food.
時間かかんだろ。コンビニで済ませりゃいいじゃねえか。
This man, he's just so like, I'll make something quick.
普通に好きなもんを食いてえんだわ。
I can whip up whatever you like. I like to be able to know what kinds of things my guests prefer too. Continuing a distant relationship as it was could become a problem later if I allow it. Not wanting to let this slip, I argue vehemently, or rather timidly debate Ignis to give in and let me do this. Just go ahead and let me do it. Seeing Ignis' lack of reply, I looked toward Mr. Demon King for help as a fellow cafe regular.
俺もご商売に預かろうかな。それにさ、イグニス、しばらく草案に締め出されてたんだし、手持ちのお金なんて持ってないでしょ。
And there came my reinforcements. Mr. Demon King's comment was the last push that made Ignis give in.
あったよ。じゃあ適当に。できれば肉系の料理頼むわ。
Okay, just leave it to me. Yes, I won.
こんにちは。
こんにちは。
みんないる感じかな。今日はさ、お土産があるんだ。ファストフード店でいろいろ買ってきたんだよね。昼時だし、みんなで食べない？
Oh man, Karo, you stole my chance. I was trying to get close to the YEOW lookalike. Except for the red hair. Dots. Ah, my victory was squashed in seconds. Dot. I began to eat one of the burger meals handed to us, sitting in a seat awkwardly spaced from Ignis. This would have been my chance, too. I know he didn't mean harm, but I couldn't help but glare resentfully at Mr. Karu.
あれ？なんか彼女とイグニス、ムスッとしてない？
ドンマイリンド。
Not intending to explain or blame him for anything, Mr. Demon King's smile was the only source of light in this room clouded with spite. No, I can't rely on Mr. Demon King all the time. I was dejected at first, but at least we can all eat together. I should try and talk to him. I wanted to ask this earlier, but Ignis, why do you call number 2 a hermit? Because obviously, right.
暇さえありゃ引きこもってゲーム三昧。このアンシャンテから出ようともしねえし、いざ出るとしても常識も足りてねえ。しかもここの連中はそれを咎めるどころか許容してとことん甘やかしてやがる。
I really wonder how they all met. That would be an interesting story.
それを箱入りと呼ばないで、なんて呼べってんだ。
あはは、俺たちまでとばっちりだ。
I like his laugh. Huh, I see. I've heard of incredibly wealthy families sometimes being reclusive and their kids hidden from the world become shut-ins. Hikikomori or a neat. Which is something I would have been if I didn't have a job. But thankfully I have not a job where I have to be around a lot of people. It's just what I'm doing now. At my home, just looking at a computer. I can see it. Number 2 has this aura that makes you feel like you can't leave him alone. Dot 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 dot. Wait, the conversation stopped while I was finishing that thought to myself. Maybe this awkward distance is the problem. Alright, if that's the case, I have to be assertive and take some action. So sit in front of Ignis or sit next to Ignis. Ooh, this would be one of the things where I wish I kind of was streaming so that way I can get my input from chat, but it's okay, we'll just do... It looks like he would be uncomfortable like sitting next to him, but we gotta close the distance, so we're gonna sit next to him. I put my food back in its wrapper and get up from my seat. I walk toward the seat next to Ignis, however... Away, he put his foot there. Dot dot dot. He looking like, what you want? Oh, I guess I should have sat in front of him. Darn. So, when I try to get closer to him, he keeps pulling his chair further away from mine. Why?
ちょっとその距離感はまだイグニスには早いかもよ。
Oh, I guess you're right. With Mr. Karu's advice, I decide to sit in front of Ignis for now.
なんだよ、いきなり。
I just wanted to talk to you, Ignis, so that I could better understand you. I move right to the point. I know that I'm not that dependable as a cafe owner, and I don't want to make excuses for that, but until I get there, I just hoped we could treat each other cordially as friends. Dot 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 dot. He just sat there silently for a moment. After what felt like ages, he slowly opened his mouth.
そりゃ俺だってギスギスした空気で過ごしたかねえや。
So then, but that doesn't mean I'm ready to be. Oh, that's him speaking. Excuse me.
話が別だ。
Huh? Ignis continues on quietly.
俺がお前を認めたら、ソアンのジジイの立場。
Oh, he'll still live on in your memories. Oh, he's so sentimental. It always sounded like he was suspicious of me, but just now I finally heard the twinge of sadness in his voice.
俺はジジイにそれなりの恩があった。だからそいつを返すためにも死ぬまであいつの道楽に付き合ってやろうと思ってたのによ。いきなり追い出されて戻ってきたらもう死んでました。代わりのマスターが来ましたとか。なの簡単に納得できる方がおかしいだろう。
Oh, I see. He's just grieving. Understandable.
しけた面すんじゃねえよ。死んじまったもんは仕方ねえだろ。
イグニス、そのような言い方は。
うるせえ。ここでいじけてりゃジジイが墓から這い出してくるなら俺だっていくらでもいじけてやるよ。けどそうじゃねえ。ジジイは死んだ。だったら俺たちが考えるべきはこれからどうする。
It was so sudden to him, he wasn't able to accept the news of Grandpa's death. I'm sure it was a front he was putting on. He was trying to cheer up everyone who was feeling so down about all of this. ... Mr. Demon King and Mr. Karu kept silent, listening to Ignis pour out his feelings.
八つ当たりだってのは分かってる。
I know I'm just acting out, and I'm sure your decision to take on the cafe comes from a good place. Oh, darn, that's... I'm so used to reading. I read everything.
自分でも何がしたいのか分からねえ。要は、ジジイがいねえアンシャンテは、まだ受け止めきれてねえのかもな。
Hearing Ignis' words, memories of Grandpa run through my mind, one after another. I felt my eyes wince at the rush of emotions rising up to meet me. But knowing that this wasn't the time to cry, I forced back any tears. Then I spoke to the saddened Ignis. It's okay if you can't accept it. Ignis opened his eyes at the comment I muttered. I think it's alright to not force yourself to accept the fact that Grandpa died. I'm still having a hard time believing Grandpa's really gone. Sometimes I just feel like one day he'll just call me or send me a letter. I'm sure Ignis and the others feel the same. They walked with him every day. And also, I honestly felt how amazing this place was. This place that Grandpa created. I don't want to lose it. If I can keep it going, I will. That's how I really feel. It makes sense to me that it's hard for you to let it all go, Ignis. Even though it's still called Enchanté, it's different with me as the new owner, huh?
いいのかな。一大決心したにもかかわらず、先代マスターと比べられても。
Yeah, it's only natural to feel that way. But I'm going to work really hard, okay? I'm going to make Enchanté of my own, with its own charm, different from Grandpa's. Though a little timidly, I declared my intention to Ignis's surprise. Just then, we could hear the heavy footsteps coming from the second floor. Is that you, Canis?
彼女の言う通りだ。イグニス、すべてに納得する必要はない。我とて未だ心は定まらぬ。ソーアン殿の影を見てしまうこともあるが、ひとまず今は、ソーアン殿はソーアン殿、彼女は彼女だと。
After Canis gives his speech in a calm, low voice, Ignis walks over and pats his shoulder.
お前聞き耳立ててやがったな。
何を今さら、俺たちが目の前にいるじゃない。
そうそう。むしろこれまで黙ってたことを褒めてほしい。それに。
Mr. Karu glances upward, batting his wings. Number 2 descends right in front of us, disregarding the stairs completely.
ジャンクフードのお土産ですか。ハンバーガーはいらないので。ジュースだけをいただきたいのですが。
空気を読まない打天使様はカヌスが抑えてくれていたみたいだし。
Mr. Karu smiles bitterly at two, handing him a drink that had started to warm up by now.
礼はいらぬよ。イグニスが彼女の言葉を真剣に捉えてくれればそれでよい。彼女がここを守ろうとした意志が、思いも含めて。
Ignis sighs at Canis's lecturing speech. Ooh, that burger looks so good.
んなことてめえに言われなくても、こいつの単価を聞いた時点で分かってるっつうの。
To dodge anything else that would arise, he stuffs his mouth with a hamburger. It looks like a cheeseburger. No, it's a hamburger.
俺だってうまく言葉にできてりゃ最初から苦労してねえんだよ。ただいい機会なのは間違いねえからな。これだけは言っとくけどよ、俺は別にお前のこと毛嫌いしてるわけじゃねえからな。
Don't be hating on me, Ignis. I know I'm fly.
お前がジジイになり変わるって思い込んじまったから妙に反発しちまっただけだ。
Aww. My goodness, that burger though, like y'all don't even know. You got the ham and cheese sandwich from Mafia number 2, and then now you got this. Ooh, this burger looks so good. What's it called? My yummy burger, probably, because that looks so good. No, Mr. Yummy, that's what it's called, Mr. Yummy. So he points a finger right at me from the hand that was holding his hamburger.
お前がお前なりにジジイの意志を継いでいくってんなら文句はねえ。なんだよ、なんとか言えよ。言ったこっちが気恥ずかしいじゃん。
I'm sorry, I just thought it was a little cute.
どこがっていうか、それ今の会話に関係ねえだろ。
いやいや、言いたいことが言えずしどろもどろしてからの謎の自信たっぷりさ。
居直り方は確かに若者っぽい可愛げはあるよね。
うっせえ、外野は黙ってろ。
All my nerves and anxiety melted away as I saw Ignis shouting. His face was red. Yes, my spirit is protected. How do I put it? Maybe because we looked the same age. I felt like I got a little closer to him, like he was a real friend of mine. Oh, you know, I don't know how old you all are. Ignis, how old are you? I asked my question as soon as it came to mind.
ああ、生まれてからってことか。多分25年く
But
らい
did
じゃ
they
ねえ。
age the same way though? Oh, even though he's not human, he actually looked right about that age. With that thought, I turned my gaze toward Mr.
年齢の
Demon
話
King.
残念だけど年が近いのはイグニスくらいじゃない？カノスは数百年生きてるし、イルにいたってが
Number 2's been alive for a few thousand years. How old are you though?
俺は
A
さらにその
thousand?
10倍くらい。もうだいぶ前に数えなくなったから細かくは覚えてないけどね。
So he's like a few thousand. So what, you like 20,000 years old? Huh. I should have known such common sense wouldn't apply to non-humans. What about you, Miss Sakaru? He looked like he about, I'd say 37. Let's see, where we at? Oh, not close. I mean, but if it was the prices right, I would have kind of got it. Me, I turned 42 this year. I said 37. I was so close. Why are you hitting on me? You know I'm like 20-something. I see. Well, that's pretty normal. He sure don't look like he's 42
リンド
though.
は普通の中年ですね。
そうだな、普通の中年だ。
うんうん、普通の中年だよね。
中年言わないでほしいな。男の魅力ってのは年齢は関係ないんだよ。
Yeah, he trying to tell you he ages like fine wine, okay? So launching off of that topic, we continue our chatter until from the corner of my eye.
くそ、吠えたら腹減ったじゃねえか。これっぽっちの飯じゃ全然足りねえよ。なおい。
What? Will you actually eat it?
腹が減ったんだから仕方ねえだろ。言っとくが、俺は飯の味にはうるせえぞ。半端なもんは許さねえからな。
Okay, I'll make something right now. Hopefully it makes me pick out his food choices. So just like that, I placed all my attention on making Ignis some food. I found myself surprised at how swiftly he gobbled up all of that food, considering how much of it I made. Oh, what did I make? He never told me directly if it was good or not, although he ate every bit. His plate was super clean. I felt that it was his most honest feedback. It already took everything I had just to get used to Enchanté's oddities. I spent my first day on duty devoting myself to trying to understand everyone's quirks. I was able to find out more about number 2 and was able to get on good terms with Ignis. I was able to sleep, relieved, feeling it was a great start to this new life.
Master, 今日はどのような作業をするのですか?
It was the next morning. Number 2 asks his questions somewhat happily as I make my way down the stairs to the cafe. For today I'm going to hold off on preparing for the cafe opening and focus on buying some groceries. I checked the fridge and realized we're out of a lot of things.
その残りの食材も昨日の昼食と夕食でほとんど使い切ったようだったからな。
I nod in agreement. However, that's where we have an issue.
買い出しに行くのはいいとして、君引っ越してきたばかりだし、どこに何の店があるかなんて把握してないんじゃない?
Although I don't know the area too well, I'm sure I can make my way using map apps. Google Maps, not that Apple Map. It would actually be very helpful if someone were to come with me just in case. All of their eyes darted around the room.
君たち予定空いてる?
I know y'all all ain't busy.
俺は今日倉庫の片付け任されてるから無理だぞ。
This guy.
私もお願いされていた帳簿ソフトのプログラミング作業があるので難しいですね。
安心しろよ、迷子常習犯。てめえは最初から戦力外だ。ミシェル。
ついていきたいのは山々だけど、午前中に宗安が懇意にしてた焙煎業者からの連絡が来る予定なんだよね。
So I know y'all all not busy. You're expecting a call. So you don't have no cell phone, but Mr. 2 has cell phone. Come on.
ここでコーヒーに一番詳しいのは俺だから、君たちに代役を任せるわけにもいかない。
Okay, Mr. Demon King.
なら林道を呼びつけりゃ、つか呼ぶついでに買い物させちまえばいいんじゃねえか。
I just now thought about it. They just left Canis out like, yeah, he's not even an option. Let's just not even include him. The man isn't a delivery service.
今日は忙しいって言ってたし、来店自体難しいんじゃない?
The only one left is everyone's eyes shot to the same location.
であれば、我が友をしよう。荷物持ちも任せ。
Can we get this dude a different helmet though? Like that medieval helmet is just not gonna work. Banging his chest, Canis proudly volunteers his services. Eager and ready to go, he was already putting on his helmet to greet the outside world. ... I was grateful for this gesture of his. You over here trying to spiffy up? I feel like there's going to be some sort of trouble in every sense of the word. Someone's definitely going to call the cops on us. Oh, right, Mr. Demon King. Can you cast a spell? One that could block someone's perception towards Canis?
やってみてもいいけど、 あれ地味に手間がかかるし高等な魔法なんだよね。失敗すると対象が内から爆発するけど、それでもいいなら試してみる？
That's terrifying.
ミシェルの魔法は大雑把なので、自分以外の対象かつ範囲が限定的なほど危険性が増大するのです。
それで今までアンシャンテと自分にしか使わなかったのかよ。
What about you, number
残
two?
念ながらミシェル抜きで他者の意識へ干渉する術を試したことはありません。
The chances of his failure were the same as Mr. Demon King's then.
マスター、なんとか我を使ってはもらえないだろうか。我は不器用ゆえ、力仕事やこのぐらいのことでしか。
I am worried, but I feel conflicted turning away someone with such good intentions. After thinking it over, I make up my mind. Okay, I'll take you up on your offer. Oh, look at his light change. He's happy.
いかなる危険からもあなたを守ると約束しよう。
I hope he knows this is less of an adventure and more of a trip to the grocery store. Are we going to be okay?
まあ心配すんな。外出程度で騒ぎになんならとっくに俺らが止めてる。
そうそう、認識阻害とは違うけど、カヌスにはカヌス用の対策はしてあるし。
Huh? Really? What do you mean by
それ
that?
は実際に目にしてからのお楽しみ。まあ外に出ればわかるさ。
I see. This surprise just might cause me more confusion depending on what it even is. For now, trusting what they had to say, I get ready to go out with Canis.
平気だとは思うけどよ。なんかあったらすぐに帰ってこい。スマ
Oh,
ホとか
don't
ちゃん
be
と持った
checking
か？
up on me, Ignis. Yeah, I've got it.
リクニス、お前は時折人間の母親のようなことを言うな。
これもまた一つの愛ですね。
うっせ、ほっとけ。
Everyone gets along so nicely.
こっちのことは任せておいて。街の散策がてら君たちはゆっくり買い出ししてきなよ。
All right. Okay, Canis, ready to go?
ん？
Wow, there's even a special shop for salt. Pink salt, or Himalayan pink salt. We walk about peeking into shops on our way. I'm sure any locals would be able to tell how new it would. Excuse me. I'm sure any locals would be able to tell how new it all was to me if they saw my face. Around the train station, it was like a city. That's what the whole area felt like to me. It was full of personality. It stood out, full of specialty shop and specialty food and spice shops. There's so much to choose from here. It's just perfect for running a cafe.
ソーアンドロもこの辺りは品揃えが良くて助かるとよく言っていたぞ。
Oh, now that I think about it, should I not introduce myself to the shops around here? Or mention that Enchanté is reopening? Probably not yet. You gotta get your permits together. You gotta know how to make your coffee and your food and stuff, girl. Well, you can cook, but you don't know how to make coffee, so.
特に
See,
必要
even
ない。
Canis knows what's up.
通常の店とは異なり、アンシャンテは認知されることが目的の店ではない。むしろ我ら人外のひしめく場所へ不要に人を増やしても面倒の種になるだろう。
Great point. I should take care to not go advertising around town like other people might be inclined to do. Anyway, we just need to collect enough supplies to whip up a few meals for everyone and maybe a little extra just in case.
それでいいはずだ。リンドウも毎日来店するわけではないしな。
I'm thankful Canis responds so quickly with such helpful advice. Still, it seems strange. Wow. That there hasn't been any sort of trouble since Canis and I left Enchanté. We've been walking around these areas that are fairly crowded. At the most, people who passed us would look curiously at Canis from time to time, but none of them stirred up any commotion. In fact...
あら、カブトさん、お久しぶり。最近姿を見かけなかったから心配してたのよ。
Step back, lady! Canis is mine. This headless man is mine.
しばらくぶりだな、奥方。しかし我は兜ではなくカヌスだ。
カヌス。
少々事情があり、ここを離れていた。そちらに変わりはないか。
そうね、あえて言うなら最近またゴミ収集所にカラスが集まるようになってきちゃって。
それはいかんな。分かった。また我が追い払っておこ
う。まあいいの。ありがとうね、カブトさん。相変わらず頼りになるわ。
I'm just that. I would have inserted myself. Like, he's not to be used to help you, lady.
なんだい、可愛い子連れちゃって。
兜ではなくカヌスだがな。それから彼女はそうは。
I've been pronouncing his name wrong the whole time. I'm saying Canis, and it's Canis.
ああ、そうかい。ソウアンさんの。確かによく見りゃ面影があるな。
Oh, it's nice to meet you. I'm Renoni Owaki. You must have been a great help to my grandpa.
いやいや、世話になったのはむしろ俺っちたちの方だ。特にカブトの兄ちゃんとイグニスの兄ちゃんには荷物運びとかをよく手伝ってもらってな。
I see.
おやまあ、カブトさん。ちょっと見ない間にちっちゃくなって。
He said Mr. Helmet's gotten small. Wow. Huh?
兜ではなくカヌスという以前に、ご老体、そちらの女性は我ではないぞ。また視力が落ちたのか。
あはは、冗談だよ。ジジジョークというやつじゃ。
おじいさんたる。カブトさんは真面目なんだからからかうのはよくないわ。そうそう、イルちゃんは元気？よかったらこのおはぎあの子に渡してあげてちょうだいな。
Oh, it's a sweet. Oh, let's look that up and see what that's about.
食べられるかしら。
Oh, hagi. Oh, hagi. So it's a glutinous rice and red bean paste. It's like a Japanese sweet rice balls. Ooh, I've always heard about sweet red bean paste. I don't know. I'll try it one day. It seems like it may be good.
確かに預かった。あれは甘味をよく好むゆえ、喜んで食すだろう。
あら嬉しい。あの子の神々しい笑顔を見てると、なんだかお迎えが来たような幸せな気分になるのよね。
イルの正体を考えるに冗談に聞こえんのが恐ろしいな。
I thought he would be a troublemaker, but it's exactly the opposite. Canis, are you popular among the townspeople?
いや、そんなことはないぞ。我は普通に過ごしているだけだ。
I'm not sure so many people would be approaching us normally. Just then, I receive a message via social media. And it's from Mr. Demon King? Ah, that's his powers taking effect, so at least he didn't explode Canis's organs. Huh, I see. Though people aren't targeted specifically, I guess this means things can work out even using number 2 or Mr. Demon King's sketchy magic. Why does it have to be sketchy though? I type in a gratuitous response to Mr. Demon King, then put my phone away.
誰かからの連絡か？
Yeah, Mr. Demon King was illuminating me to a few things about you. Although it was still a mystery why everyone collectively referred to this man as Helmet. It seemed like everyone's impression of him is just a man wearing a helmet. Sorry I was worried before we left Canis. So used to saying Canis now. Now that I think about it, you've been with Grandpa for all these years. I really was worrying for nothing.
気にすることはない。まだ交流も浅い我が相手では緊張するのも仕方のないことだろう。
Though that's not what I'm apologizing for. I give him a nervous smile back when...
あ、カブリン、おひさ。嘘、あの堅物カブリンが女の子連れてる。高校生じゃないね。でも私たちとあんま年変わんない感じ。
Oh, hello. 3 cute high school girls approach us. At this point, I'm just surprised at how many friendships Canis has made, with or without the helpful magic of Mr. Demon King. Never mind that, I'm actually curious as to how he got to know these girls. Yeah, how you get to know him, Canis? I thought I was the only lady in your life!
カブリンではなく、カブトでもない、カヌスだ。お前たち、学び屋はどうした？
カブリンボケてる。今日土曜日だよ。普通にお休みで、うちらは部活の帰りなだけだし。
そうだったか。近頃慌ただしいせいか、すっかり曜日の感覚を忘れていたな。
てか、カブリン彼女できたん？マジ意外なんですけど。
What? As their gazes all pointed to me, I let out a small yelp. Canis shakes his head side to side, not expecting such a question.
いや、違う。断じて違うぞ。
Aw, he's blushing. Look under his little helmet with his little blush light. That's right. Well, how do I put it? Should I say a friend or the owner? If I say the owner, it makes it look like we have like that type of relationship. No, I'm your friend. No, I'm pushing the wrong one. There we go. I'm a friend of Canis. We're not in the type of relationship you all think we're in. Maybe I should have said owner. Because they're going to think we're like she just said. No, that's not what I mean.
まあ彼女でも違くてもどっちでもいいか。せっかくだし記念に写真撮ろう。八百屋のおじさん、スマホ渡すから撮って。
はいよ。
The girls had called out to the kind vegetable grocer that greeted us earlier. As if used to this sort of thing, he agrees cheerfully and begins walking this way.
ほらほら並んで。カブリンと
Oh, I'm Renoni Iwaki.
覚えた。じゃあまずは2人での撮影ね。ほら、カブリンの横に立って。
Huh? Wait. Aw, look at these pictures. Y'all horrible. There we go. That's decent. Caught in the pace of the high school girls, I'm pushed closer to Canis for the photo.
すまないマスター。この娘たちは推しが強くてな。満足するまで付き合わんと、おそらく解放してくれないだろう。しばらく我慢してほしい。
I see. I guess this is just how they are.
カブリンでかいからこれ横幅に入りきんないじゃん。てかカブリンよそよそしい。もっと肩組んだり。
They're trying to push him on me. It's okay. I was thinking about Bane and Canis anyway. Canis. I keep saying Canis. Oh my goodness.
はい、
Well,
そんでいい
what?
わこうね。二人ともちゃんとハートにしてよ。
What in the world is this? This feels so embarrassing, but cute. Y'all cute. They eagerly push me closer, my body inching closer towards Canis.
こら、お前たち。我が頑丈だからと力任せに押すな。
気にすんのそこなの？やっぱカブリン大物。
じゃあ撮るよ。笑って。カブリンも笑顔笑顔。
I smile as a reflex as she calls out to us. And afterward, we continued our photo shoot with the high school girls.
今撮った写真送るね。
Oh, I got it. Thank you very much.
私たちも楽しかった。てか、年近いだろうし、敬語とかいらなくない？
連絡先も交換したし、今度どっか遊びに行こう。
Oh, sure. I just realized this was the first time I made friends in this town with other girls. I was a little lost, just going with the flow of things, but it made me really happy.
バイバイ。カブリン、
They gonna keep running with that until they see me out with other men. They gonna think I'm cheating on them or something. Or I could be in a polyamorous relationship.
だから彼女では言ってしまったな。
They're a pretty energetic bunch, huh? Your typical group of young girls. Wait, speaking of young girls, do you think that picture will be okay? I hope they don't post it on social media or anything.
が、イルは SNS にアップされる程度、何ら問題ないとは言っていたが。
Oh, because of more magic stuff?
今時兜をかぶって行動する程度では、閲覧数も動画再生数も伸びないか。
Oh, yeah, there are so many people out there uploading all sorts of videos these days. Canis quietly nods, looking in the direction the girls ran, crossing his arms.
しかし、再会して改めて感じたが、最近の若者の強胆さはすごいな。
Is it that they're assertive, or is it just the fact that you're easy to get along with? I know their perceptions were altered, but it's wild Canis was so close to people. I was sure that the ones passing by calling out to Canis were doing it out of their own free will, because of his character alone. I look over Canis once again. ... He does indeed look peculiar, but after getting to know him, you just know that he's a very polite individual. He goes out of his way to help people. I can understand why everyone likes him. Maybe we don't need Mr. Demon King's magic after all, huh?
何の話だ?
Nothing. Come on, let's go shopping, okay?
そうするとしよう。
As we went, there was no end to the people who called out to Canis. We took our sweet time because we had to, but finished shopping and returned to Enchanté. Tadaima! Oh, it's nighttime again. Yet another week later, I started to finally get a grasp of all the quirks of the regulars who lived at Enchanté.
美味しかった。たまにはこういう外食もいいもんだ。ね、可愛いマスターさん。
Yes. For some reason, I found myself eating out with Mr. Karu near the train station. I'm currently feeling a little guilty for eating such an expensive dinner, but he was rather relentless in his offer. Now that I think about it, I haven't had many chances to talk to Mr. Karu the way I have with the other regulars. The dinner began awkwardly, I must admit, because I didn't know what to talk about.
それじゃ最後の仕上げといこうか。
Mr. Karu seemed unfazed, however, as he opened the door to his car in the lot. Oh, he's trying to holler at me, y'all. Like, what? What you trying to holler at me for, old man? Your 42 looking face. Well, he doesn't look like he's 42 in the face, but, you know. We'll see. I do need me a sugar daddy. I had no concerns that you did. It's okay. I took his hand and got in the passenger seat. The reason I was even in this predicament can be blamed on no one other than myself. It all began in the morning of the same day. What do I do? This to-do list isn't getting any smaller. Actually, doesn't it seem like it's getting longer as I cross more things off of it? I was having a staring contest with all the notes, books, and documents I had laid out on the table. Also, I still need to learn how to pour coffee before the week's over. Maybe if I cut back on some sleep, I'll be able to fit that in.
こんにちは、お邪魔するよ。やあ、いる。君がここでゲームしてるなんて珍しい。それに、あれ？ミシェルがこの時間にカウンターにいないのも珍しい。
今日はカヌスやイグニスがまだ来ていませんので、文句も言われないのでここで過ごそうかと。ミシェルは、そういえばそうですね。
そっか。僕は騒がしい連中に絡まれずに済んでラッキーだけど、君たちがいないと静かだし。
リンド、それは私も含まれているのですか？私はいつも静かにゲームをしていますし、あなたに対して興味を抱いたり、会話を望んだ覚えもないのですが。
They look good together too.
いるってさ、たまにとんでもなく人でなしなことを言うよね。
ええ、人ではありませんから。
ああ、はいはい、そうでした。打天使様でしたね。で、さっきから気になってたんだけど、僕らに無反応な彼女は生きてるの？
あれ、
おーい。聞こえてないのかな？
I see the shape of someone right in front of me waving their hand back and forth. Suddenly aware of the voice calling out to me and its owner, I stand up flustered. I'm sorry, Mr. Karu. Welcome.
びっくりした。そんな勢いよく立ち上がらなくても。というか、毎回そうかしこまらなくてもいいよ。そろそろ僕の顔も見慣れたでしょ？
Oh, no, I can't do that. You're one of our guests. Although we aren't officially reopened yet.
真面目で結構。けど僕はもう少しだけ砕けてくれたら嬉しいんだけどね。というか、質問していい？すごい量のメモやらノートやらがテーブルに並んでるけど、何をしてたの？
Huh? I'm reading up on coffee and looking over all the documents I need. As I tilt my head and answer him, Mr. Karu deliberately furrows his brow.
じゃあもう一つ質問。君、そこでゲームしてるイルの存在に気づいてた？
Huh? I turn around to see who had a portable game. I turn around to see number 2 who had a portable game console in hand. Playing games just like I'm doing right now. Number 2, how long have you been here?
朝からずっといました。マスターにも声をかけましたよ。
Oh, ... It seems number 2 wasn't concerned about anything. But did that mean I ignored his greeting?
つまり、イルが来るずっと前からここで難しい顔してたわけだね。君、ちょっと働きすぎなんじゃない？
No, that's not.
毎日ちゃんと寝てる？
I am.
びっくりするぐらいに嘘が下手だね。
Sighing, Mr. Karu sits down on the seat right in front of me.
君がこの店のことを第一に考えて努力してるのはわかるけど、それで君が体調を崩したり、それこそ倒れたりしたら誰も喜ばないと思うよ。ソンアンさんも僕も、あとはまあ彼らもね。
Mr. Karu glances to the side toward the room that contained the gate. As if on cue, the bell rang, signaling a guest arriving from another world.
あれ、うちのお姫様に悪い男が言い寄ってる。これは物理的に追い出すべきかな。
あいにく僕みたいな悪い男しか彼女と同じ価値観を持ってなくてね。
Their greetings are filled with sarcasm. Mr. Demon King tries to not reply to Mr. Karu's comment and walks towards us.
君がリンドウと二人きりじゃないか。対面で話してるなんて珍しい。
いや、何かっていうか、ねえミシェル、彼女って最近ちゃんと休んでる
？Mr. Demon King looked at number 2 as if asking to ponder the question together with him. Understanding his signal, number 2 puts his finger to his chin and after a short silence.
睡眠時間でしたらわずかに確保しているようですよ。1日平均3時間ほどでしょうか。
What? Wait, how did you know that, number 2? That question I shouted aloud reflexively was unmovable proof of the situation. Mr. Karu shrugs in an excessive gesture and looks at Mr. Demon King with concern, but you really should be getting more than 3 hours of sleep. I only get about 6 hours, but, you know, apparently they said there's a whole sorts of amount of problems that can, you know, arise if you get 6 hours or less of sleep. So they're saying like dementia and, well, Alzheimer's is the same as dementia, but, you know, just a whole lot of things that normally affect elderly adults can happen to those that are, you know, in their middle age. I'm not going to say my age, but, you know, those that are 30 and up there.
やっぱりか。魔王様、君がついていながらなんでこんなことになってるんだい？
そっか。ごめん。これは完全にこっちの落ち度。人間の体力の限界、すっかり忘れてたよ。ソアンも基本は気まぐれにくっちゃねしてる生活だったし。
That was a problem in and itself too.
ともかく、全然休んでないと分かった以上、このまま放ってはおけないね。今後の生活を改めて改善するとして、今日一日ぐらい羽を伸ばしたら。
But
俺もその方がいいと思うな。一日サボったくらいでアンシャンテは潰れたりはしないよ。ちょっと眠って頭すっきりさせた後、一度外でリフレッシュしておいで。
You passing me off, Mr. Demon King? I thought you wanted me. What? Mr. Karu's face looked just as surprised as I sounded. He was even pointing a finger at himself.
おや、意外だな。いいのかい、魔王様。僕なんかにお姫様を預けちゃって。
正直、めっちゃ不本意だけど、こういう時は同じ人間の方がいいと思うんだよね。
Oh, but I couldn't impose. You must be busy, right, Mr. Karu?
いやいや、僕は大歓迎だよ。むしろ彼から直々に君とのデートの許可が下りるなんて願ったり叶ったりだ。
He said go on a date. Oh my goodness. My own heart's fluttering just a bit, just a smidge.
失言が多いと燃えかすにしちゃうぞ。
He said watch it. He's like, I didn't say date. I just said you can walk around the park or something. Mr. Demon King quickly returns to the matter at hand.
新生活のスタートで気が張ってたのもあるだろうけど、ここは気軽に楽しんでおいで。万が一君に何かあったら俺たちも悔やみきれないしさ。
Aww. Dot 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 dot. There was a hint of worry in Mr. Demon King's smile. It was usually so carefree. Okay, I hear you. And so that's where we're at on this date. So that was how I came to take a break with Mr. Karu to wherever he'd take me. We'd been driving for 30 minutes in his sports car with me not knowing where we were headed. While still focused on driving us safely, he began to speak to me.
しかしなんというか、君がソアンさんに負けず劣らず、ジンガイズと仲良くなってて驚いたよ。
Huh? You think so?
なんだかそういう血筋なんじゃないかなと疑っちゃうぐらいにはね。普通、もうちょっと大変というか、馴染むのすら難しいと思うけどね。
Slowly turning the wheel right, he gives a solemn smile.
出かける直前だってみんな君のことを気にかけてくれてたじゃないか。あの後来店したイグニスとカヌスも。
いいか、リンドウの野郎が何かしてきたら迷わず目をつぶせ。目を。
そしてひるんだ隙に
He
喉を
says
突く。
stab his throat. Wow. This one person said kick him in the nuts, and Connors is like stab him in his throat. I wonder what number 2 would have said. He probably would have been blasting with your light or something. That. Remembering their crass advice, my eyes looked to Mr. Karu's throat. I scratched my cheek and smiled, trying to hide my stare. Yeah, that's true. I'm happy they care about me, regardless of what that actually looks like. Although, when it comes to number 2, I still can't understand what he's thinking at times.
彼は心配する側というよりされる側だしね。あ、ちなみにミシェルからも釘はバッチリ刺されてるよ。
Huh?
君に5秒以上触れたら塵にするってさ。ほんと。過保護で過激な魔王
Over 5 seconds. Well, he did grab my hand into the passenger seat of the car. I'm pretty sure that was over 5 seconds, but who's counting? I'm sure Mr. Karu had to have plenty of courage too, to snap back at him in the way that he did. It makes me happy that Mr. Karu noticed my relationship with everyone was beginning to change. We were becoming closer. Ever since I'd arrived, it's been a hectic day. It's been hectic day after day. Okay, but a part of me really enjoys it. I could feel that Enchanté was starting to become a sweet place of belonging, the one I've dreamed about for so long. But to say that really means I have to hold on to this. I can't overwork myself.
で、結果としてリラックスはできた？食事以外にもいろいろ連れ回しちゃったけど。
I'm doing okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Karu. I feel like my fatigue is gone. More importantly, I feel at ease. I'm realizing how overworked I was.
ならよかった。それじゃあ帰ろう。と思ったけど、もうちょっとだけ僕に付き合ってくれる？
Of course, I don't mind. With my consent, Mr. Karu smiles
せっかくだし
happily.
ドライブで締めを飾ろうか。首都高をぐるっと一周しよう。
Along with several other vehicles, the sports car we were driving in proceeded onto the highway in the cool of night. The scenery of the city at night, off in the distance, was a spectacular show of lights.
よく考えたら、僕たちがこうしてゆっくり話すのは、これが初めてかもね。
Oh, yeah, now that you mention it.
まあ、出会いが出会いだったし、それも仕方ないんだけど、この際君のことをいろいろと聞いても？
Sure, I'll answer the best I can.
ありがとう。そうだな。それじゃあまず趣味は？
Oh, I really like to read and cook. Oh, and listening to music by my favorite artists. Can't forget
あ、
that.
趣味でいいね。それじゃあ好きな食べ物は？
Yes, my favorite food is rice. Just rice. Rice is the basis of all good things. But let's see what Renone's favorite food is. That would be cheesecake, so fire too. Ah, that's my favorite dessert. Well, there's carrot cake. Oh, there's red velvet cake. I just like all desserts. But Renone's favorite food is cheesecake. Whenever I find a shop with good reviews, I sometimes just go buy a whole one.
ああ、わかるな。あれ甘すぎないから調子に乗って買いすぎちゃうんだよね。あ、それじゃあ逆に嫌いなものは？
I can't think of a food I wouldn't eat. Other than foods, things that I don't like, maybe bugs.
そこはソアンさんと同じか。あの人、例の黒いやつが出てくると店ごと消し去れってミシェルたちに叫んでたな。
Well, if that happened, I wouldn't have been able to take over the cafe. Or I suppose it wouldn't exist in the first place, huh? I could relate to that feeling though. Afterwards, we talk about my hometown, where I graduated, where I worked, all of that sorts of things. I answered Mr. Karu's detailed questions as best as I could. You know, he is a government agent. He's just getting information, intel on you.
でも実を言うとそのあたりのことは大体知ってるんだけどね。
Huh? What do you mean? My voice yelped at Mr. Karu's nonchalant way of saying something so outrageous.
GPM っていう僕の勤め先については前にも説明したよね。所属する課の方も。
Yes, it was the information department, right?
そう。その部署の業務はかっこいい言い方をするならいわゆる諜報活動ってやつでね。
Basically, you spying. You spying on the citizens.
人外およびその関係者にまつわる情報は
Well, non-human. Oh, and the people involved. So yeah. So of course you have to spy on me. Really? Oh, so that means you know all of my personal information. I shrunk a bit, and Mr. Rindo, looking a bit nervous now, corrects himself.
ああ、いや、それを悪用したりはしないよ。今の意味深な言い方はなんていうか、僕がそういう立場にいるというのを君にもちゃんと理解してほしかっただけなんだ。君とは対等な立場でいたいからね。下手にごまかすのはやめとこうと思って。
Equal? Mr. Karu nods.
同じ人間として。あと、君みたいな女の子と腹の探り合いとか正直したくないから。それと僕の場合、業務が特殊すぎて大抵の人に愚痴をこぼせないんだよ。だから気兼ねなく話せる相手が欲しいんだ。もちろん逆もしかり。君はある意味僕と同じ普通とは違う位置にいる人間だしね。
You can always talk to me when you need to. Or that's what he was trying to communicate.
やっぱり僕の言うことは信じられないかな。初対面の時、結構彼らを貶めちゃったしね。
That's not true. Or I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I would say I understand where you're coming from. I understand, Mr. Karu. If there's nothing forcing you to be concerned with Enchanté's future, I really want to trust you, Mr. Karu.
そういう前提を提示できるのは賢いね。まあ、信じる信じないは君の判断だ。僕もそこを無理に。
He said, "Don't force yourself to do so." Why? It feels like we're gonna not be so close to each other near the end of this game, but we'll see.
けど、僕や君の意思とは関係なく周りが動いたりすることもあるから、同盟というか保険をかけておきたい。
What do you... Probably guessing as to what I was thinking, Mr. Karu smiles awkwardly.
この間の GPM の下っ端くんたちとかね、いい例だよ。このご時世、人間側のいざこざも人外に負けないぐらい厄介だ。
He has a point. There may be times when I just won't be able to handle Mr. Demon King and the others. I understand. I hope I can count on you if I need to. Since we have a moment, want to tell me a little more about yourself, Mr. Karu?
もちろんいいとも。どんな質問にも答えるさ。
Alright then. His height and hobbies, what foods he likes and doesn't like, even things he wasn't good at. We chatted while enjoying the scenery at night. I had one last question. Dang, I guess my mic, hopefully my mic wasn't broken. I had one last question before we headed back. Alright, so about your family, do you have any siblings, Mr. Karu? Mr. Karu? Oh, it looks like I hit a soft spot.
あ、ごめんごめん。横にいた車が強引に車線変更してきたから。兄弟はそうだね。妹が一人かな。
Oh, a little sister. That's so nice. I'm an only child, so I always dreamed of that. Do you get along well with her? Probably not.
生意気な子だったけど、仲は良かったと思うよ。
Mr. Karu's smile was soft and gentle. He must really care about his sister. But Mr. Karu, you've been coming to Enchanté every day, even on days off when you're not on duty, right? Do you ever make time for your sister or to go back to your family?
会いたいとは思ってるんだけどね。僕も忙しいから時間が取れなくて。でもそうだな。今度大きな休みが取れたら久しぶりに顔を出しに行くよ。
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. As I agree with him, the car had finished getting off the Shuto highway and drove back down to the regular streets. Later on, it was 10 p.m. After Mr. Karu dropped me off, I took a bath and got ready for bed. It felt a little early, but this was truly a healthy bedtime. It was. I went to sleep so early last night too. Well, not super early, but I did go to sleep around 11:30, which is early because I'm usually up to like 2, 3 in the morning just being up. But ... Wow, what a luxury to be able to sleep before the day changes. Wait, if I accept this as a luxury, my sleep schedule will keep getting messed up. I feel it'll take a little more time to get used to living like this. I am glad I was able to get to learn more about Mr. Karu. It always felt like he was so mysterious. He's a few years... this chick said a few years ahead of me. Try a couple decades. But okay. I'm sure there are a lot of ways I'll be able to look to him for help. Yay! A successful day. Another successful day completed. So the applications I submitted were accepted, granting all of the certifications I needed. After updating the equipment in the cafe, I could begin preparing the grand reopening. Even if the place was just for non-humans without normal guests ever stopping by, but for Enchanté to come into its own as a legitimate, fully fledged cafe, there was an obstacle I had to overcome no matter what. Yes, and that obstacle is learning how to pour some coffee. Learning how to make the coffee, probably. Really? It's that bad?
自分で味見してから人に渡せよ。嫌がらせで泥水飲まされたのかと思ったぜ。
I'd never do that to you. There it was, festering in the cup Ignis had just laid to rest on the table. RP cup of coffee. That dark brown liquid remained, cooling off in its ceramic vessel. The time was 3 in the afternoon. It was generally a time people would have snacks and take a break from their routine. I really thought I made a decent coffee this time around. Now that I had gotten new equipment for the cafe, I'm getting feedback from the regulars as to better understand the art of the perfect cup of coffee, a staple item on Enchanté's menu. The results continue to be disappointing.
俺はコーヒーなんざそもそも飲まねえし、味も大して分かっちゃいねえが、それでもこれだけは言えるぜ。これは失格だ。
He said you failed. You don't have to rub it in. Hanging my head, I kept fielding feedback from everyone who was gathered around. First,
誰
Hannes.
も味を批評できるほどコーヒーに詳しいわけではないが、ソーアン殿が入れてくれたものとは違うというのはすまない。断じて比較するつもりがないのだが、基準があの味になってしまっている。
No, don't worry. I really wanted to get everyone's honest opinion about it by having this tasting. Next, Mr. Karu.
なんて言えばいいんだろう。全部コーヒー風ではあるんだけど、コーヒーとは違うというか、味も匂いもぼやっとしてるね。
I measured the temperatures and everything just like the manual said.
となるとやっぱり経験不足かな。初めは誰でもこんなものだと思うし。
Thanks. I'll get more acquainted with the process. And of course, number 2.
私もカヌス同様に正しいコーヒーに関しての定義を習得していないので、ソーアンのものに比べるとやや酸味が強いように感じます。
It's too acidic, huh? Add some more sugar, some cream, some milk, something in there, girl. After hearing number 2's comment, I flipped through the manual littered with my notes. Common mistakes of a beginner baristas. Overgrinding coffee beans can greatly alter flavor depending on the brewing method.
それだな。お前気合い入れてすっげえガリゴリ削ってたし。
I guess being a little too enthusiastic isn't always the best thing for you. Although most of them didn't say it explicitly, the overall consensus of my brew or coffee was that it wasn't great. I was aware that the path to the perfect cup was a long one, and I knew that I wasn't going to get it right from the beginning. All of a sudden, I'm starting to understand just how much goes into the cups of coffee I order from my favorite coffee shops. With the bitter taste of failure on my lips, I await the critique from one final person. Watch Mr. Demon King like it, just because I'm his princess. ... Mr. Demon King, eyes closed, sips with elegance. I better brace myself for something harsh. Several dots. Some more ... Get ready for it. ... Mr. Demon King?
ん？あ、ごめん。何の話だっけ？
My legs buckle as his underwhelming response lingers. I want to know what he thinks. You were the most excited for this. We're taste testing the coffee.
ああ、ごめん。ちょっと考え事してて。
About what?
ああ、魔界の様子についてね。派手にやらかす幹部を部下に持つと、魔王様も苦労しちゃってさ。
I decided it was best not to pursue the matter further. Okay, well, let's get back to the point. What did you think of the coffee I made? How did it taste to you?
ああ、その話。普通に美味しいよ。
Really? Don't be joshing me. Huh?
お くらなんでも適当すぎんだろ。
Yeah, I'm asking for your opinion. You don't need to protect me. Just tell me what you think.
本当に美味しいと思ってるんだけど。
I think you don't have no taste buds, so any cup of coffee will taste good to you.
むしろもう一杯欲しいな。おかわりってもらえるの？
My heart swells. Huh? Wait, really? It's that good? His unexpected affirmation of my brew caused me a healthy amount of confusion.
ミシェルは本当にコーヒーが好きだよね。ソアンさんの時も思ったけど、時間があればずっとコーヒー飲んでたし。
ミシェルの場合は度が過ぎているとたまに思うが。
Really? He drinks that much? Right, he's always buying coffee when he's out. He brings it here to drink. I've seen him making coffee himself before too. Even though we've only just met, I already associate Monsieur with coffee. Or Mr. Demon King. ... As everyone talks about their own tastes, Mr. Demon King suddenly crosses his arms. ... He was looking at me for some reason.
俺も結構長生きしていろいろなものを口にしてきたけど、その中でもコーヒーは世界で一番好きだから。
When he spoke, his face, it looked so soft, so kind. Anyone could become enamored staring at a face like that. I wasn't sure if Mr. Demon King's critique was sparing my feelings or if it was a real opinion. With the truth shrouded in mystery, my training would continue. A short time after, I left for more supplies. I think I got too many things. My hands got tired and I set the tote bag I'd been carrying down near the curb. It held ingredients for everyone's meals. I had coffee too since I ran out of it after the taste test earlier. There was a lot. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to use so much, even if I needed the extra practice. I would have brought another tote bag if I knew this would happen. Complaining won't get me anywhere, I thought, and I was preparing to keep going when...
なあ、いたいた。買い出しに行くなら俺に声かけてくれればよかったのに。
It sounds like Mr. Demon King. Huh? Oh, that voice. I was being called by a very familiar voice. I turned around smiling and I saw him. Oh, it's not Mr. Demon King. Oh, it is! Oh, look at him in his human form! What?
誰とか言わないでね。魔王様、悲しみのあまり洪水とか起こしちゃうぞ。
Are you taking me on a date too? The black robe, nowhere to be seen. He had no horns growing out of his head. And in normal clothes. Yep, he just had on regular clothes like any shop in town would sell. But that face and that calm voice were most definitely... Mr. Demon King!
はいはい、ご名答。ミシェル・アレックス。
Missia. So I was saying it right. But I'll still call him Mr. Demon King. His elegant bow was a bit of an exaggeration. Satisfied with the surprised look on my face, he lifts his head up and... he laughed just like a child who'd executed a prank perfectly. It seemed that Mr. Demon King came to get me while I was on my way back from shopping. He lifts up my tote bag with ease. It was heavy, and he walks with me, humming to himself. ... My eyes are drawn to the side of his face. It's not a dream. This is really happening.
そんなに見つめてもぴょこっと角は生えてこないよ。
That's not what I'm doing. Mr. Demon King, why do you look like this?
見ての通り、人間に擬態してるだけだけど。
You can do that?
そりゃまあ、チートが売りの魔王様ですので。
Well, Couldn't you have gone out like that all this time without casting that magic from before?
今日は気まぐれで着替えただけ。やっぱり慣れてるあっちの方が体も軽いしね。
In my opinion, the Demon King clothes seem much heavier though. And also, the change in his nails and horns seem to be from magic, but his clothes look real. In fact, it seemed like they were things Grandpa might have bought for him in the
でも
past.
懐かしいな。そうあんともこの姿で一緒に買い物してたっけ？
You went out with Grandpa?
とは言ってもほとんどが自由気ままに回る散歩みたいなものだったけど、具体的にはコーヒー専門店とか知り合いが働いてる店とか。
It all comes back to coffee again, huh? Mr. Demon King, he really does love his coffee. As for the people you went to see, were they acquaintances of Grandpa's?
いや、どっちかっていうと俺側かな。駅とか商店街にいる人外の様子をたまに見に行ってたんだよ。
Huh. ... Wait, did I just hear you casually use non-human in a sentence?
君は毎回いいリアクションしてくれるから見てて飽きないな。とはいえ俺たちだってこの街にうまく溶け込んでるし、そこまで驚くことじゃなくない？
Well, yeah, but I thought it was special in your case because of the gate in Enchanté.
ああ、そこの認識が違うのか。一応ゲート以外にも異界同士で行き来、それで人間界に来ちゃったり、帰化した人外がその辺りにちらほらいたりするんだ。
This is the first time I've heard of this. What other ways are there?
ややこしい事情があるし、説明すると長くなりそうなんだよね。この辺りの説明はおいおいってことで。
Right. I mean, I think it's worth talking about now.
まあまあいいじゃない。せっかく新鮮なシチュエーションで君と歩いてるんだし、難しい話は後回しにしてのんびり喋りながら帰ろうよ。
He's right. All things considered, it's probably not a good idea to be talking about it
ところで
outside.
どう？俺の私服。
I think you look super handsome. Oh, yeah, they suit you nicely. I'm pretty surprised. He stood out in more ways than one. It seemed like Mr. Demon King hadn't noticed the fact that he was getting looks from other women around us.
本当？よかった。やっぱり普通の人間にお墨付きもらえると安心するね。うちのメンツってセンスが微妙だったり、服に対する価値観がずれてるから、感想をもらっても当てにならないからさ。
According to Mr. Demon King, clothes are a problem in particular for non-humans here. If they aren't careful about keeping up with current fashion, they risk standing out even more than they already do. So he says he does it to be safe. Huh? I can see how living for so long could be a bit of a nuisance at times.
おっと、年寄り扱いはやめてほしいな。俺はまだまだ現役ですよ。
Saying things like that makes you an old man, you know.
ほうほう。君も言うようになったじゃない。なら年寄りらしく、君をお子様扱いしちゃう。
I'm probably like a blimp in your eye considering how old you are. Huh?
昆布と肩車、どっちがお好み？
His eyes were serious. I take it all back. The Master Demon King is very young.
わかればよろしい。よしよし。
He pats my head with his open hand as if to tease me. Ah, stop it! I'm not a little kid. We walked leisurely up the road to Enchanté, teasing each other the whole way back. We get back to Enchanté right as the sun was setting. The atmosphere inside had changed completely. Silence replaced the energy from earlier. Canis and Ignis mentioned they had things to attend to and returned to their worlds. Mr. Karu went back to work at the GPM. He said he got a call after the tasting and had to work late. Number 2 is probably, playing Atome games like usual in his room. It was just Mr. Demon King and I in this lonely cafe.
そうそう。豆を引くときは入れる直前に必要な量だけ。手動のコーヒーミルを使う場合は一定の間隔を保って。無理に力を入れる必要はないよ。
Okay. Mr. Demon King was next to me, guiding me on each and every step. I grind the coffee beans we went out to buy this evening, making sure I get the right taste out of them. I muttered to myself how abysmal the results were from earlier today, and that I should practice one more time today. Mr. Demon King returned to his normal form, deciding to guide me through it. Once again, I began to practice what Ignis seemed to really dislike earlier, hot coffee. I don't know why you wouldn't like hot coffee, because you could just let it sit there for like 20 minutes, and then when it's all nice and like somewhat hot but like somewhat warm, it's just so perfect. But after grinding down the last of the beans, Mr. Demon King took the coffee mill and looked inside. He nodded in approval.
均等に砕けてていい感じだね。じゃあ次はさっき言った通りそこの茶こしを使って。
Right. Oh darn, hold on. Oh freak. Not operation guide. Darn. Oh, I missed that button. Sorry, y'all. So with this, we would get a more defined and pleasant flavor from the coffee, allegedly. Yeah, I'll do a quick save just in case. No. In any case, first I have to try and be able to produce a normal cup of coffee. Don't try to make something ornate. Just get the basics down first. Okay, so no coffee art. Mr. Demon King's words from earlier echoed through my head, and I followed them diligently. I set the paper filter on top of the carafe. I probably said that wrong. But I pour in the coffee and spread it evenly. Yeah, paper filter for those of you who don't know. I take the kettle of hot water and pour it in a spiral from the center to edge. A drip pot. Do.
そこで一度ストップ。20秒から30秒ぐらい蒸らして全体にお湯が行き渡るのを待って。
Okay. The grains are starting to bloom.
じゃあ追加のお湯を注ごうか。中心から今の粉の高さをなるべくキープしつつゆっくり優しく。
Once I used all of the hot water that I had measured out, now then I'll move the dripper out of the way. And this is what a dripper is. From the carafe that was shaped like a lid. Wow. Steam rose gently with a full-bodied scent. I hurried to pour the coffee into a cup before the lovely vapors disappeared and place it in front of Mr. Demon King, now seated. Squinting his eyes, he looks down at the freshly poured coffee. He slowly brings it to his mouth. ... As I saw him take a gulp, I swallowed my own breath as the nerves began to take over. After slowly tasting the coffee's flavor, he answered the bare minimum as he took the cup away from his mouth. How am I supposed to interpret that?
食いつきがすごいな。もちろん、おいしい。
Yay! It's oishi! Mr. Demon King answered me, laughing as I postured my body forward, interrogating him.
いや、本当においしいよ。苦味も想像した通りの強さになってる。 これならイグニスたちも前向きな評価をくれるんじゃない？
Yes. With that, Mr. Demon King brings the cup to his mouth one more time. ... I put my hand to my chest in relief. Mr. Demon King's face as he drank this cup was much more relaxed than the one he wore during practice earlier. I really improved. Of course, I still have much more to train myself with and learn. But now, I'll let myself enjoy the fact that Mr. Demon King is happily drinking coffee that I made. After finishing a second cup, Mr. Demon King lets out a very satisfied sigh.
上手にできてるよ。君はしっかり教われば成長が早いタイプなのかも。
Well, let's see. I had a good teacher, or you give me too much credit. I had a good teacher. It was excellent simply because I had a good teacher. Of course, that teacher was Mr. Demon King. I tried to learn how to brew coffee on my own, but when it comes to the basics of pouring a cup, I make mistakes and forget things likely because I begin to feel so panicked. I guess it's important, no matter what you're working on, to have a little guidance from someone. I should have had you teach me from the very beginning.
それはどうだろう。何事も失敗の積み重ねで上達していくものなんだから。でも先生か。いいね。頼られてるって感じがするし、その響き悪くないかも。
Now I'm embarrassed for calling you that.
美味しいコーヒーをありがとう。お礼に俺からもコーヒーを入れてあげるよ。せっかくだし、サイフォンも使ってみせようか。
Huh? Really? Okay, that sounds good to me. I nod to his wonderful suggestion and sit, switching places with Mr. Demon King. Mr. Demon King, now behind the counter, looks over the coffee beans we bought and scrutinizes them.
さて、今回は他ならぬ君がお客さんなわけだし、ちょっとずるいけど、張り切って入れちゃおうかな。
Huh? With a snap from his fingers. Ah, Columbia coffee. Oh, look at him go! The coffee beans began to float and dance in mid-air. Each bean was breaking apart on its own, beginning to release a deep aroma. He looks like he's having so much fun. You want to work for me, Mr. Demon King? The cups that were put away in jars full of sugar cubes began to dance in the air. What?
よいしょっと。これやるの久しぶりだからな。うっかり落とさないようにしないと。
Mr. Demon King flicks and points his finger in all sorts of directions, as if performing a synchronized dance. The water, now hot again somehow, emerges from the carafe and pours itself into the flask attached to the siphon.
ああ、聞き忘れてた。ブレンドコーヒーなら君はどんな味が好み？
Yeah, I like the Columbia beans though. Like, they're really good. I also like Irish coffee. That's really good. I've had that before. But I'm not sure if that's a particular blend or not. Let me know in the comments if you have a special type of coffee or a preferred blend that you like to drink. Huh. I don't have any preferences in particular. Just something that isn't too acidic.
Okay. それじゃコロンビアを多めにしておこうか。
Yes, I know. Columbia beans are so fire. Y'all should definitely taste it if you haven't. Responding to my request, some freshly ground coffee grinds separate themselves and are lowered into a measuring bowl on their own. ... While that was happening, various other tasks necessary for pouring a cup of coffee were conducted all around him in mid-air.
はい、お待たせしました。
Uh-oh, Demon King special blend.
スペシャルブレンドです。
It seems like it'll be fiery. As I sat there astonished, Mr. Demon King's face closed in on me. Coming back to my senses, my hands held a cup that had appeared and was filled with a captivating, shimmering black coffee. No, I was just surprised. I didn't know you could use your powers on something like making coffee. With my surprise, I failed to watch any of the steps, like how to use the siphon.
何回も言ってるでしょ。何でもありのチート魔王だって。とはいえコーヒーに関しては結構こだわりがあるし、これだけはそれなりに練習したけどね。
Wow, so there are even things that even you have to practice, huh?
まあね。俺ってばチートはチートだけど別に全知全能じゃないからさ。結局はできることしかできないし、知らないことは知らないわけさ。コーヒーの入れ方だってソーアンから教えてもらっただけだし、こんな器具やら何やら知りもしなかったし、それにほら俺って大雑把だから、こういう細かい動き実は苦手でさ。高級なカップを派手に割ってソーアンに雷を
The wrath of my grandpa.
一度や二度じゃないよ。
Knowing Grandpa, he would have given you even a few lectures in a row and not think twice about it. In fact, was there really anyone, human or non-human, who could go toe-to-toe with a man who lived like him?
けど、その経験があるからこそ、君に入れる機会が訪れたわけだし。
I'm glad then.
コーヒーってさ、自分で入れて飲むのもいいんだけど、誰かに入れてもらった方が美味しいんだよね。その気持ちを君に送ることができてよかったよ。
Oh.
そうだ。
Yay, Grandpa.
覚えとけ。コーヒーは自分で飲むのもいいが、自分で入れるより誰かに入れてもらう方がうまいんだよ。
That's true. Tastes so much better when anyone makes food for you or a cup of drink for you. Grandpa used to say the same thing. I taste the coffee Mr. Demon King poured for me. I took a bigger sip. There was a gentle, bitter flavor that spread as I tasted the coffee, and after its warmth embraced me, I finished my cup. Yeah, I think I get it. The coffee you made me is really good.
そっか。お気に召していただき何より。
Slowly continuing to drink the coffee that was poured for me, I look over at Mr. Demon King, who continued to use his magic as he began to clean up. Hey, ever since we met for the first time, you've been so nice to me. Why is that? Wait, did I meet you at some point in the past, Mr. Demon King? I think we already went over that at the very beginning. The very first part of chapter 1, I believe he said he met me at one point. I just didn't remember because I was a little kid.
ほんの短い時間だったからね。覚えてないのも無理はないよ。
It's because we met before when I was little, isn't it?
そうだな。自分でもよくわかってないけど、多分そうなんだ。
A parental love.
いわば親愛の情ってやつ。君が困っていたら助けてあげたい。悲しそうなら笑顔にしてあげたい。脅威があれば守ってあげたい。そうだな。俺はあの頃からずっとそう思い続けてるよ。
It's unfortunate I don't remember. I'm certain I would have spent a lot of time with you if you'd been around.
いいんだよ。俺にはこれでも十分すぎるくらいだ。で もそっか。いざ振り返ってみると俺たち感動の再会の割にはろくな挨拶してないね。
With that, Mr. Demon King exits the counter, narrowing the gap between us and speaks.
ここは幻想の狭間。古き絆と新たな出会いが交錯。はじめまして、素敵なお嬢さん。あなたにお会いできて嬉しいです。
That was Enchanté, the namesake of the cafe, a word expressing the joy of meeting someone. It roughly means hello, pleased to meet you. I could feel the way he did it in my heart. He did in my heart. I could feel the way he did in my heart. My response was simple but true. Yes, me too. Oh, we on chapter 3, y'all. So you already know, a chapter at a time, a chapter at a freaking time. So we're going to stop for right now, of course, before we even look at the words or any of that. So I'll probably come back with it in a few days. Well, it won't be uploaded in a few days, but I'll be starting it in a few days, of course. It'll be the same projects I'm working on from last time. Of course, be looking out for my Let's Go Walking series, a new addition to my FLair Scare series, Streets of Rage 2 and 3, and Made of Skr. There's also origami I gotta do. Like, there's just, again, so much in the backlog. And this Friday, I'm looking forward to the Mortal Kombat movie. So I'm so excited about that. Hopefully you all will watch it. And if you like it, go ahead and leave a comment, or you know what you think they probably should have did differently if you watched it or something like that. So again, much love and much peace. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the flip side. And as always, don't forget to have a Flairific day. Bye, y'all.